Now after understanding that moving charges produces magnetic field and deflect magnetic needle, and moving magnets produces some kind of force on these stationary charges which produces the current. So let us do this example. Once we have understood these things, that moving charge carriers in a wire can produce magnetic field. Okay. Similarly, if there is a moving magnet, this moving magnet can produce force on charge. Let us say this charge was kept here, so this will produce a force on this charge, and force on charge means this charge will start moving and will produce a current. So moving magnetic fields produce current, and moving charges produces magnetic field. So both are related. Now let us see example 6.6. A metallic rod of 1 meter length is rotated with a frequency of 50 revolutions per second. So it is rotating with one end hinged at the center and another end at the circumference of the circular metallic ring of radius 1 meter about an axis passing through the center and perpendicular to the plane of the ring. So we will see the diagram. A constant and uniform magnetic field of 1 Tesla. So what is the magnitude of magnetic field? 1 Tesla parallel to the axis is present everywhere. So magnetic field is uniform. What is the EMF between the center and the metallic ring? So they are asking for the EMF between center and the metallic ring. So let us see the diagram. What is happening here? So in this diagram, so we have a metallic rod. Okay. So this outer area or outer is the metallic ring. So there is a metallic ring, and this is our rod. What is the length of this rod? Length of this rod is 1 meter. That is already given. Now what is this metallic rod is doing? This metallic rod is moving. Okay. With which velocity? 50 revolutions per minute. So that is the frequency of this rod, 50 revolutions per minute. Now we have this a uniform magnetic field. Uniform magnetic field is just inside the plane of this paper. Plane of this paper we have a uniform magnetic field, and this magnetic arm is rotating. So one end is fixed here, one end is fixed here, and another end at the this circumference of this metallic ring. So it is moving from here to here, it is moving. And how many? 50 revolutions. That means 50 full circles in 1 second. 50 full circles in 1 second. That is the frequency of this metallic arm. What is the length? Length is 1 meter. So definitely if this length is 1 meter, so what is the radius of this circle? Radius is also equal to 1 meter. Now we know the magnitude of this magnetic field is 1 Tesla. Okay. So 1 Tesla. So this ring or this circle formed by this rod is in plane of this paper, and this magnetic field is perpendicular to this plane of paper. And what is the axis of rotation? Axis of rotation is also in the same direction. Axis of rotation is same direction as the magnetic field. So axis of rotation around this, it is rotating. So this is the condition. 1 meter, 1 Tesla. This is 1 meter. Frequency 50 revolutions per second. Okay, 50 revolutions per second. So one revolution is 2 pi radian. Okay. So what is here? So we get 100 pi radian. So this is angular velocity, 100 pi radian per second. So this is omega, because there are 50 full revolutions, that means 100 pi radian. So this is, we get the angular frequency. Now what we have to calculate? We have to calculate the EMF generated at this point and at the end point or this metallic ring. So what is the EMF generated between these 2 points? So this is again same point. So one point is on the center and another point on the this metallic ring. So we have to calculate that EMF. Now let us see how do we do this. So first method. So this is first method. As the rod is rotated, free electrons in the rod move towards the outer end due to Lorentz force and get distributed over the ring. Thus, resulting separation of charges produces an EMF. The ends of the rod. So what is written here is, suppose this is our circle, okay, and this is the direction of magnetic field. So one thing you have to remember, from next time onwards you will make x, y, z in this fashion only, because this is the correct method of making them. So x here, this is positive y, this is positive z. So this is the correct way of making this. Some people make y here, but this is generally negative y, positive y always inside. So this is the correct way of making this. Only then you will be able to solve the problems. Now let us see what is happening. So we know, so this is the direction of the magnetic field, that means inside the plane of paper. So this is the magnetic field. Now let us start this rod to be here. So what is the direction of velocity? Velocity, since this is a circular motion, velocity at every point is changing. But let us take here. So initially what is the direction of velocity? Direction of velocity is z direction. And what is the direction of this magnetic field is y direction. So let us solve in which direction we will have the force. Okay, so let us see which direction we will have the force. So F is equal to Q V cross B. If we have electrons, since this is a conductor, so we have free electrons. So Q is equal to minus Q because charge is minus. Now V. So these are vector quantities. Since this B is in y direction and this velocity V in z direction. So V is equal to Vk because K is associated with z axis cross B is in y direction. So Bj. So this is the way we write, and you know K cross J is equal to minus I. This is minus I. K cross J is equal to minus I. J cross K is I, but K cross J is equal to minus I. So what we see here, so direction is QVB and this is minus I, minus will become plus. So electrons will move towards the positive side of x direction, that means this. So all the electrons will accumulate on the circumference of this circle. So all the electrons will accumulate on the circumference. Now let us solve this further. So now one thing is known, due to this Lorentz force, all the electrons will get distributed over the ring. Since all the electrons are moving in this direction. Now you will ask, suppose what will happen when we are here at this point. Again, you can solve it here as well, but in all the cases what we have, we will see that electrons will always accumulate on the circumference of this ring, metallic ring. So electrons are accumulated. Thus the resulting separation of charges, because electrons on the ring and this is positive. So we get an EMF, this produces an EMF. At certain value of EMF, there is no more flow of electrons and a steady current is reached. So initially the electrons will start moving rapidly and there is some delay, but after some times there is a steady state is reached. As we have learned, there is a steady state. So what happens in a steady state? So there is a net flow equal to net inward flow. Some type of opposite force is generated. Using the equation 6.5, the magnitude of the EMF generated across a length dr. So we are taking a very small length dr of the rod as it moves at the right angles to the magnetic field is given by d epsilon is equal to bv dr. So what is the meaning of this? So in the previous example, we had a rectangular loop, and what we did, we moved this charge from this side to this side, And what was the total length? This length equal to this total length. Here also, so we have a circular loop and this is center. And what we have seen, the charge starts from this point 0 to move at this point of the radius. So charge is moving from this side to this side. Let us take this charge moves a very small length, this small length, okay, this very small length. So what happens, this small length is equal to dr. So d epsilon is equal to bv dr. But problem with this right now is that since this rod is moving, so velocity, since this is a rotational motion, so velocity here is high, velocity here is low, here somewhere in between, and at the center velocity is 0 because no particle is moving. So we cannot use directly v. So what we use in this case? So in this case we have to use rotational motion. From rotational motion we know v is equal to r omega. R omega. Let us put it here. So this d epsilon is equal to bv dr. So d epsilon is equal to, let us put this value, b r omega or omega r dr. So this is our new form. But since this is only for a small motion and we need for whole rod, so how do we get? We will simply integrate. So here it is done. Epsilon is equal to d epsilon and integration. And how do we integrate? Integrate from 0 to radius of this rod. So 0 to r bv dr, and this bv dr we simply put b omega r dr. So this is how we integrate. Again, so what would be the integration of bv r dr? So since this b and omega are constant, so this will come out. Now integration 0 to r dr. So this is r square upon 2. And when we put this upper value, so this will become capital R square. So we get b omega r square upon 2. So this is what we get. So here we have used v is equal to omega r. Now let us put all this value. Epsilon is equal to b omega r square upon 2. So 1 by 2 omega. So omega is 2 pi into 50, that means 100 pi radian. What was this magnetic field? Magnetic field is equal to 1 Tesla. What is radius? Radius is 1 meter square. So when we solve this, what we get? EMF equal to 157 volts.